What was your assessment of what you saw tonight between Devin Haney and Vasily Lomachenko, two men in your weight class?
Lomachenko should be undisputed champion. He won.
Wow.
Stop it.
He won that fight.
What was it about his performance tonight that makes you say that he deserved the win?
He landed the cleaner punches. He landed the cleaner shots on Dev, and he pushed the pace.
Facts.
What you saw tonight means that if Devin Haney decides to stay at 135, you could potentially get a shot at the undisputed title. How much do you want that fight?
Let's make it happen. I think that should happen next. I think Devin not on my level, and I'm going to show it.
In terms of what you saw that Devin did well tonight, what can you take away from that?
I feel like he's a tough fighter, but it's a high skill level within me, and I feel like he's not on my level. Bill called me out after my last fight, so now I'm here, and they ran out the ring.
So you have a chance
it.
to look right in the camera, because I'm sure they'll see this after. What do you want to say to Devin Haney and Bill Haney?
They just seen me just now. They said something and ran out the ring. They got a little scared.
But you have a chance to say it.
I can't wait.
All right, thank you very much.
Damn. Shakur, stay on Devin head. Stay on his neck right now. He stayed there as well. Listen, I can't lie. Over the last few days, as always, I'm not sure. I don't know what it is about people, yeah. Maybe it's the tribalness in us, but I don't like the way it's devolved. Everyone trying to make things racial now. I don't think it's nothing to do with racial stuff. It don't even make sense. If anyone was going to get... I don't know. Listen. This for me ain't nothing to do with racial, man. If Devin Haney had to wipe the floor with Lomachenko, I'll be telling you that. If Lomachenko had to wipe... It was a close fight. Yeah, it was a close fight. I think Loma won. But I mark things differently. I don't know. Maybe I should go back and watch it round by round, but Haney was the big guy. Haney was the guy being vicious before the fight. And he went out sad, bottom line. I don't believe you can win a fight like that. Yeah, when you're the younger guy, the bigger guy, and you're giving it all the woof before the fight, you best not get... Or you best not have the worst... Sorry. The best round was Lomachenko's round 11. Facts. Devin looked like he was about to be out on his feet. Now, fair play to him. The 12th was much improved. But still, it's not the point. It's not like Devin came back in the 12th and had the best round. No. The best round was Lomachenko's on round 11. How are you fading against a 35, 36-year-old dude, small dude, in the championship rounds? Yeah, if those are your belts, you didn't show us it. Now, people can say, yeah, but he weight trained. That's not the point. You signed the contract, you made weight, and in fact, even after making weight, you was pushing dude. Talking about you too small. So let's not go back and do revisionist history. If you were struggling that much at the weight, yeah, you had plenty of energy to push the dude. Now, but whether things played out, however, Devin Haney had a lot of good body punches at the start of the fight, but for me, unless you knock someone out, if Haney had knocked Lomachenko out, we wouldn't be talking here. But unless you knock someone out, the back half of the fight is what matters. Anyone can get off to a good start. How you finish, that's what she said, 100%. Yeah, anyone can do. Anyone can have a wicked 5 minutes. But if you ain't got no back end in you, what are we doing here? If you're 24-year-old and don't have no back end and don't have no spy, I thought the whole game plan was wear Lomachenko to the body and then be too big, too strong, too young. Instead, Lomachenko ends up scoring the best round of the fight in round 11. I can't do it, people. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do this whole mentality of, oh, I'm going to be mad before the fight and then get in the fight and go out sad. Haney went out sad versus expectations. The expectation he set himself, giving it all the energy, giving it all the gold chains, yeah? He ain't fulfilled that. Now, that's not how traditionally boxing scored. I ain't trying to hear about traditional boxing scoring, because it's all crap anyway. Yeah, then listen, them referees was doing it round by round and it was crap, so we might as well do it my way. Holistically speaking. If Devin Haney, listen, Devin Haney put on a respectful performance. Yeah? He was in there almost like he was boxing his pops. Now, if Haney had been before the fight saying, listen man, I respect Lomachenko as a great and I'm going to treat him respectfully in the ring. That's kind of what, you know what I mean? At that point, I'd say, yeah, maybe Haney did win. But he was coming with different, he was talking different. Oh, you know what I mean? And it didn't translate. And in fact, he's about to cry. Round 9, I think it was. He's about to cry. Dad, I can't get out of the way of the double left hand. He's thrown it twice. How can you win a fight? I don't know. And it's not like, well, he lost his head in round 9 and then round 10, 11, 12 he brought it back. No, he fell off in round 8 or 9, never really came back. Now I do have to say, Lomachenko is a bit of a cornball as well. Why? He comes out and says, oh, I didn't even try in round 12 because I thought I had the fight in the bag. Well, that's stupid. I can't stand things like that. Why would you have your best round? In a way, Lomachenko to some extent has got no one to blame but himself on that basis. You had your best round in round 11. You had momentum. And you dropped it because you thought you'd done enough. Well, oops. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Unless you've knocked someone out, or fair enough, yeah, if Lomachenko had knocked Haney down, I'd get that. Even then, no. Go for the finish. It's a fight. Devin Haney corny, and Lomachenko, for saying that, is also corny. And he need to think about what he really doing. Because if he'd have come out, if Lomachenko had had a round 12 better or as good as, or even a little bit off of round 11, that would have had it in the bag. Well, I'm not sure it would have actually on the scorecards, but I think the 116, 112 would have become... Yeah, I think Loma would have got it. No, it would have been a draw. I'm not sure what it had been. But either way, you can't ever hurt yourself. What happened to carrying momentum? Back in the day, yeah, if you had a good round, you tried to carry that on. Especially, this is the undisputed fight, people. An undisputed fight. And it's the last round. That's the time you leave. Do you not? I don't know. You tell me. That's the time you want to leave it all in there. So Lomachenko, to some extent, he's got to put blame on himself here. I can't lie to you. We've seen Haney had his worst round of his career in round 11, I believe. He was being knocked around the ring. And Lomachenko chose not to capitalise on that. Anyway, back to Shakur. Listen, man, Devin, Shakur's down your neck. I'm telling you, man. People were telling me before the fight, Haney struggles with southpaws. I didn't believe it. I probably should have watched the Jojo Diaz fight, but we all assume that, okay, he had a bad fight against a random guy, but he wasn't prepared for that. Haney been preparing for Loma. So this shows there's a real issue with southpaws for Haney. He can't get his jab off. That's the problem. And I also think when you're fighting orthodox, the clinch is much more natural. When you're orthodox is like, it fits. When you're fighting southpaw orthodox, it bangs. Do you understand? That's how it lines up. It's a lot harder to clinch someone when your foot is banging like that. Whereas orthodox, you come in nicely. It all fits in. So Haney's two weapons, the clinch and the jab, nowhere to be found. And we saw the same thing with Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce, he doesn't clinch so much, but his jab is traditionally dominant. Nowhere to be found against Zhang. So this really, to some extent, now Devin Haney did have some good work early on. But it's one of two things. Haney can't be at 135 anymore because he's got no gas tank after 6 rounds. Or he can't fight southpaws. Either way, Shakur at 135 is all wrong. Because Shakur ain't going to gas after 6 rounds. And Shakur's I couldn't listen. Again, Shakur on the neck right now. I'm putting heavy coins on Shakur to beat Devin if it happens. I actually think, no, this could be good for boxing. Why? I think Tank might watch that fight and think, you know what, for 4 belts, Devin Haney, let's do it. And I'd have Tank winning that fight, unfortunately. Now, Shakur versus Tank, I mean, that's the ultimate, to be quite frank with you. That's the ultimate. Shakur versus Tank, that's the pinnacle. I did think at one point it might be Haney versus Tank, but it's Shakur right now. Maybe I'm wrong. Listen, if Devin Haney goes in there, yeah, really, it shouldn't even be close, truth be known. If Devin Haney can win 6 rounds against Shakur, even 5 rounds, he probably deserves to win the fight. I don't see him winning more than 3 rounds against Shakur. I think Shakur, he also has the size that Haney has. Haney was struggling against Loma, old Loma. Shakur will do ungodly things, I believe, to Devin. Maybe I ain't got a clue. Truth be known, I thought Devin Haney was going to do ungodly things to Lomachenko too, so maybe I haven't got a clue. That's the thing about boxing, man. Truth be known, none of us really know what's going on. It's mad. So, I guess that's really what makes the boxing game exciting. I do have to give Haney credit though. Haney, Didn't have to take this fight, I don't believe. But he did. But I give him credit for at least doing it. And with all due respect, Haney was calling out Tank. You know what I'm saying? So I respect Haney for handling his business how he's supposed to. Now, of course, some people are saying, well, he should admit he lost. That's never going to happen. And it was close as well. To sit here and say that, like I said, if Lomachenko had dominated round 12, it might be a different conversation. But it was close. I can't come on here and tell you it's a pure robbery. I think Loma deserved to win, but what can you do? What can you do when you sack off round 12? You know, he sacked it off. That's on... I felt kind of guilty for Loma, but when I heard him say, oh, I didn't even try in round 12, well, what are we doing here? Who does that? There's only 12 rounds, people. It's not 100 rounds. There's 12 rounds, which means each round is worth 8%. Who here has gone into a test here and thought, okay, there's 12 questions, I'm going to leave the last one? Who does that? You just wouldn't do it, would you? Unless you don't know, but the point I'm making is, in round 11, effectively, Lomachenko had the answers. He knew the answer to the question. And he comes out in round 12, well, I answered question 11 well, so I'll leave question 12. It just doesn't make no sense, people. I've done enough now. It's not like Haney here is a massive puncher. Fair enough, yeah. If Loma was able to negotiate 11 rounds of Tank, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't want to get caught on a Ryan Garcia. I don't want to get caught on a Rolly Romero come running in. I get that. Haney ain't a big puncher. In fact, Haney was faded as well. It's like... Anyway, Shakur is the last hope right now, unfortunately, for us. I hope Shakur's the real deal. Then again, though, he himself is very conservative. The criticisms I've had of Haney are somewhat applicable to Shakur. And yeah, I need to see something out of these guys, man. I need to see that gear. Haney hasn't got it at 135. He hasn't got it full stop, probably. These guys don't seem to have that gear where they... Even Floyd back in the day, not the new Floyd, the old Floyd, he had gears, his paws would be flying. Do you know what I'm saying? But then again, it might be the level of competition. Because when Floyd went in there with De La Hoya, yeah, his paws, he won't do nothing with his paws. But some people say that, oh, that wasn't pretty, boy. I don't know when it was. Listen, all I know is he went in there with De La Hoya and all of a sudden De La Hoya was on his ass. De La Hoya was on that as well. And then Floyd ran off into retirement. So I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what to say, people. But this is the best hope we got. Is Shakur. I mean, I want to see them all, truth be known. Shakur, Tank. Let's see it all. To be honest, even I put a tweet out the other day, or earlier today. Shakur versus Loma. Yeah, Shakur said if Devin doesn't want to fight, Shakur should take on Loma. That would be interesting. 2 southpaws. And that's how you make a statement. Shakur should go into that fight. Listen, man, I'm going to put paws on dude and show Devin how it's done. There's no other way, really. I mean, unless Devin takes the fight, which he might do, but I doubt it. I think now, when Devin watches the performance and he looks how flat he looked, well, he sees, how flat he looked, he'll then decide, you know what, I'm moving up. Especially with Rolly with a belt. Because I believe there's stipulations. That's what Usyk did. Usyk moved up to heavyweight and used the stipulation that a champion at the weight below can fight the weight above. So Devin Haney might have in here straight to get Rolly. Everyone knows the Rolly belt is sweet. Everyone want to go on Rolly. Truth be, if I could make 140, I'd throw my hat into the mix, man. No chin having ass dude, corny ass dude. So there's a few plays there for Devin, but we're gonna find out how much of a real guy he is in that sense. Now listen, if Devin hangs around at 135 to fight Tank, or no, I think the Tank fight's a given. It's a question of, is Tank still scary? Probably. So forget about Tank, but I'll tell you this for free. Win, lose or draw, if Devin stays at 135 for the Shakur fight, he's solidified in my book. Because bear in mind, he ain't no good with southpaws. We know that now for sure. If Devin is bad enough, yeah, to hang, and the Shakur fight isn't a massive money fight. Like I'll get Devin hanging around at 135 for Tank, but to hang around at 135 for Shakur, that shows Devin he really is about, whether he wins the fight or draws the fight or loses the fight, he really is about proving he's the best. Because the Shakur fight don't make no sense, and that will show that he really about it. And I'll give him utmost credit. That there will be an all-time Hall of Fame kind of attitude to have. Because again, logically, financially, business-wise, he don't want no smoke with Shaq, man. No way. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Shakur down, Devin neck. Smash the like button, subscribe, and leg off to about 100%.